My name is Logan Mitchell, an ambulance driver in a small town called Ashford, United States. I've been driving ambulances for nearly 5 years, and that night seemed no different from any other. The streets were quiet, the city lights flickered softly, and the ambulance radio played its usual calming music. I had just finished a long day shift, and that night I was assigned to deliver medical equipment from Ashford Hospital to a small clinic on the outskirts of town. The weather was clear, the roads were empty, and the night breeze carried the faint scent of last night's rain. Everything felt normal. I turned on the ambulance's rotator lights, checked the equipment, and made sure the radio was working properly. Deep down, I felt relieved. This should have been an easy night. No alarms, no sirens, just me and the open road stretching quietly ahead. But there was something subtle. A small uneasiness I couldn't quite explain. Sometimes, when you're driving alone, the shadows cast by the trees along the roadside can make you feel like something is following you. But I always brushed it off. That night, I had no idea that sense of comfort would soon give way to a tension I had never experienced before. After a few minutes on the road, the quiet streets began to feel different. The ambulance lights reflected off the damp asphalt, but the shadows along the roadside moved in a way they shouldn't. Less like trees swaying in the wind, and more like a faint figure keeping pace with every turn I made. I straightened up, convincing myself it was nothing but a play of light or the trees shifting in the breeze. But when I glanced at the rearview mirror, my heart started beating faster. The shadow was always there, no matter how fast I drove. I flicked the siren on for a moment, hoping the burst of light and sound would shake off the feeling. But the faster I pressed the gas, the more persistent the shadow seemed to be, as if mimicking the ambulance's every move. Curiosity mixed uneasily with fear. I needed to know what it was. But something stronger kept me focused. The instincts of an ambulance driver trained to stay calm, even when the heart wants to panic. That night, I realized I wasn't just driving on an ordinary road. I was entering a corridor built from tension and mystery, and I was the only one who had to make it through. I decided to stay calm and focus on what mattered, getting the medical equipment to the clinic on time. But the farther I drove, the harder it was to keep my attention on the road. The shadow clung to the edges of my vision, sometimes faint, sometimes more defined, making the ambulance lights shimmer across the wet pavement like they were alive. Every time I checked the mirror, it was there. Even when I took a detour or sped up, it followed. Fear began to blend with a growing curiosity. What was it? Why here? Why tonight? I tried talking aloud to steady my nerves, turned the radio up, and even pulled over a few times just to calm my racing heartbeat. But every time I stopped, the shadow stopped too, as if it was waiting for me to continue. As a light drizzle began to fall, I knew I had to make a decision. Keep driving through the fear, or pull over and call for help. But instinct urged me forward. My destination was clear, even if the night around me seemed determined to change. Every turn, every glint of light on the mirror felt like part of a shadowed game I had to win if I wanted to reach the clinic. That night, my patience, focus, and courage were tested far beyond what an ambulance shift should ever demand. But the moment I pressed harder on the gas, the shadow suddenly appeared closer, blocking part of the road ahead. I sat up straight, holding my breath as I tried to brake gently, but the slick road made the ambulance harder to control. Panic crept in. This wasn't a trick of the light anymore. This was something there, confronting me, daring me to turn back. I tried steering toward a side road, hoping to slip past it, but no matter which route I took, the same figure reappeared. Every attempt to escape felt useless. I realized I had only one choice left: face it head on or stop in the middle of nowhere and risk failing to deliver the supplies that the clinic desperately needed. My heartbeat thundered in my ears. Adrenaline surged. I knew this next decision would determine whether I got out of the night in one piece. I stared into the dark, twisting road and after a long breath chose to keep going, driving straight toward the shadow without backing down. As I slowly eased onto the gas again, something strange happened. The shadow no longer clung to the ambulance. Bit by bit, the figure dissolved back into the darkness, as if the night itself was easing its grip on me. The road was quiet once more, and the rain faded, leaving a fresh, earthy scent in the cold night air. With my heart still pounding, I continued toward the clinic. The ambulance lights reflected normally again, and no shadow followed me. I arrived just on time, delivering the medical equipment the staff urgently needed. A heavy wave of relief washed over me. I had made it through the night. That night taught me something. Fear can challenge you, push you, and sometimes even guide you toward the courage you didn't know you had. Since that night, whenever I drive the ambulance alone, I still remember the shadow that once followed every turn of the road. Not to scare myself, but as a reminder that true courage doesn't show up when everything is easy. It shows up when the road ahead is uncertain. Life has moments that feel eerie or mysterious, but each one teaches us something. With focus, bravery, and trust in our purpose, even the darkest night can be crossed safely. And that night on the empty roads of Ashford, I discovered something simple yet important. That calm resolve in the face of uncertainty can lead us to a safe and quiet ending.